So today our STEM activity is to make a heart pump model. So first of all, you need 2 cups and you need to fill 1 cup halfway with water. You're also going to need some food coloring. I decided to do red because it's kind of like blood. And then you're going to need a balloon, some tape, 2 straws, and a toothpick, and you're also going to need a pair of scissors. So I'm going to start off. I've already filled my cup, but you can go ahead and do that now. And then I'm going to add a few drops of red food coloring. And if you don't have food coloring at home, your water can always stay clear too. And I'm just going to mix this up. Perfect, there we go. Okay, so the next step is I'm going to grab my balloon and I'm going to cut the neck, which is this part off it. So I'm going to cut right there. And don't throw this part out because we're going to use it later. So now I'm going to stretch out my balloon a little bit because I'm going to put it on top of my cup. So I need it to be all stretchy so that it'll work really well. Okay, and I'm putting it on top of the cup that has the water in it. And you might need a parent's help with this part because it can be a little bit tricky to stretch the cup all the way and not have it slide off. There we go, and you can see it's all the way around. Okay, and I might need to pull it a little bit tighter, but I think it's fine. Okay, and now I'm going to get my toothpick, and you might want a parent's help with this part too. And I'm going to poke 2 holes in the balloon about 1 inch apart. So I'm going to start with one here. I'm going to poke it in my balloon like that, and another one on this side. There we go. Okay, so now that I have my 2 holes, and hopefully those holes are big enough, and if not, I can use my scissors, but if you use scissors, you're definitely going to want a parent's help. So I'm going to push a straw, I'm going to bend it first, and then I'm going to push it through each hole. Let's see if our holes are big enough. Sometimes in science we need to change it a little bit so that it works better. They're not quite big enough. So I'm going to grab my scissors, and I'm going to poke a bigger hole, and be super careful with this part because the scissors are very sharp. There we go. Now I have a bigger hole, kind of a little cut in there. And I'll push my straw through like that, and then I'm going to make my other hole bigger too. There we go, that's a bigger hole. Okay. There's my hole, and I'm making sure on this side especially the bendy part is at the top. And I'm going to set up this straw so that once water comes through it, it'll pour right in here. Now, I'm going to use this leftover neck of the straw to cover the opening of one of the straws, and I'm going to tape it down. So I'm going to put this right over here, like that, and I'm just going to grab a piece of tape. I decided to use duct tape because it's waterproof, but I think any tape will work fine. So I'm covering it up so nothing can get through this hole. And I'm just taping that down, and you can even just use a piece of tape to cover that if that's working better for you. And now we should be ready to do it. So I'm going to push this up and down, and there we go. You can see that the water comes through this side. And I had a little bit of leaking on this side, so you can try a few different things like covering it up with some more tape, but I'm doing it outside, so it's okay if it gets a little messy. And you can see that this is kind of like when your heart pumps in real life, and it goes in and out, and your blood goes in through one side of your heart and out through the other. So that's all for today's STEM activity. Thank you so much for